Hello, this is Dorothy Smith. I'm back again to do the fourth project from the instructions for the Hawthorn Scrapbook kit. And this one is really kind of cool. You use a little bit of pebble ink to make a bit of a background, and it kind of gives like the parts that are on the background in pebble are kind of lifted and suspended in the air. At least that's how it looks to me. What I like about this layout are all the octagonals that are used to put it together, and I kind of thought at first that they were just kind of random, and I thought it would be kind of hard to kind of figure out, you know, how they go randomly so they look good, but it really isn't random at all. And as you see me do this layout, once you put one down, then you can kind of figure where to put the next one. So I'm taking my pebble ink pad and a sponge and just kind of putting some smushy pebble blobs around this area, the corner that they suggest putting the ink in. And so I'm going to do my first hexagon. It's a hexagon, right? Right next to the edge of the paper with the, you know, there's a point up and a point down. And so as you put that there, then the next one, you just touch the point of the green to the point of the one with the leaves. And so, like I said, it kind of gives you, once you get your starting point, you know exactly where to go. So the little wood hexagon goes in the middle, and then there's going to be a star that goes in the center of that, so add some interest to it. And then you put the point on that leaf one, and you know, you kind of start going in there. So you see, it's really planned out nicely, that you just kind of put the pieces in place, and then all the other pieces kind of fall into place. So it kind of went, look at how that fit, like I knew what I was doing, right? I mean, how cool is that? So I'm just going to put the ones that are on the edge of the paper, because that's pretty obvious to see where they go. I really like this. Look at, I mean, it's just so well planned out. Yet it kind of looks random. I mean, once you put the picture backgrounds on there, there's kind of a randomness to it that actually isn't random at all. So I love that. That just means somebody was doing a lot of thinking. So this one gets I guess that's swag, SWAG letters, and I'm raising it with a little foam dot or a foam piece of tape. And then I'm going to put the next dark blue in place, and that's going to go. Oh, look, it's kind of making a star in the center there. I didn't even notice that. Okay. And so before I put that one in, I'm going to put the little map and put it in place. Look, it makes it, how cool is that? I mean, that's really cool. It made a star. Okay. Maybe you all knew that was going to happen, but that totally took me by surprise. All right, so now I'm going to put the charcoal background in place, and I'm using the measurements from the instructions. So it's like 1.5 inches over from the right hand side, and then it's like 3/8 of an inch between the right and left picture backgrounds. So we're just going to have some orange peeking out from the charcoal gray, which looks really good. And that's going to be for a 4x6 picture on the right and 2 3x4 pictures on the left hand side. And then I'm just going to put some stickers in place as suggested. So it says, enjoy the journey. Pretty simple. I mean, pretty easy and pretty fast. So I'm going to go ahead and put the picture holders in place so I can remember what goes where. So that's going to be the 4x6, and this is the 3x4 and 3x4 vertical pictures. So there we go. Now we know what goes there. Okay. Next. So there is the second page of Project 4. And see, as I was getting ready to video, I just put all the pieces together, and when you do this, that's what you want to do. To make so that your making your scrapbooking page is enjoyable for you. You know, don't go taking the time while you're making the page of sorting through what goes where. Go ahead and sort it first and then put your page together, and I will guarantee you that it will make putting the page together so much more enjoyable. And so I'm just doing my little spongy background here. And I kind of thought afterwards, we have some stamp blobs that would have worked really nicely, because my sponge, for some reason, I'm getting a dark dot in there, which it's not a big deal, but I don't know why that was happening. Probably a funky sponge. Anywho, that's okay. On with the story. So this is going to be another 4x6 picture that's going to go on there. So I'll just get that one out of the way fast. And you can tell I'm getting inky fingers because I've put a blob on that page, but it's going to get covered with a picture, so it doesn't make any difference. Okay, this was the hardest piece for me, this little corner piece, and trying to figure out how to put it. Anyway, I'm putting it like that. And the other pieces are kind of a little bit more obvious, so this one goes on the side. So there or at the top, I shouldn't say, but it goes on the edge of the paper. And so you see, as you go along, it's pretty darn simple to put this one together. And I love how they've mixed up all these colors to look so fallish. So it'll be really good with any of your autumn type pictures. Which, are you ready? I'm ready. I'm ready for autumn. Come on, fall. Hurry. Okay, so there's my little map. And then next comes another green, which is a nice pretty sage green. Look how nice that makes. It's making a little bow tie in the middle. And then going to go over on the side here. So see, as you put this together and you've got all the pieces right at hand, then it makes it go real fast for you. And and you can tell you're doing it right, because look at how nice all the triangles ended up. So if it isn't a perfect nice shape there, then you've got to move one of your pieces over a little bit, like I had to move my sangria piece up a little bit. And this looks like it's going to be another star in the center. I love how that works. Okay, and here comes a bow tie. Cool, right? Oh, I love that. I really love this kit. Because it's easy to put together, but it has a lot of detail to it. So there's all these pieces, but you didn't have to cut all of those pieces. It was just ready to go for you. So you can't lose with that. I mean, it's just perfect. Now, I do wish that I had used my other glue there, but I used the Tombow, and it's okay. But it would be probably better to use a liquid glue, either the liquid glass or we have a permanent Tombow adhesive now that is liquid, and it has a broad tip on one side and a thin tip on the other side. So I wasn't thinking when I was doing this, and I didn't have that handy. So that's why I was using my Tombow tape runner. But it would have been a perfect place to use that particular, it's called a dual tip glue applicator. So I'm going to put, there's my little journaling spot, and oh, you remember that from the little clicky thing where you'd get all those pictures and click through it with your little, I forgot what that was called. But anyway, many hours were spent looking at all those little pictures with our little sort of a binocular type thing. And I had a lot of those discs to look at pictures. So anyway, there we go. That's just going to put this arrow in place. I'm just going to put the foam tape at the end of it so I can slip the picture underneath the arrow. And then there's some other little hexagons that go to decorate the inside of some of the other hexagons. And so I love repeated patterns myself. I kind of have a thing for that ever since. I think you've heard me tell the story about being a docent in a wonderful house in Dallas. And actually their whole thing was the octagon. Their house was built on an octagon split in half, and the driveway, the drive around was an octagon. There were octagons. The office was an octagon. Such a cool house. But I was a docent there for quite a while, and there was a baptismal font in the middle of the octagon foyer, and the baptismal font was an octagon. Very, very cool to have the repeated. That's where I learned to appreciate repeating patterns. So, I just noticed that there were wings there. I'll have to use that for my husband. He's a private pilot. Anyway, there we go. There is the last, the fourth project in the instructions, and that's what it looks like. And look how the hexagons fit together there. So it's like it was planned out. See? Look at that. It worked. It worked. Yay. So anyway, I put those pictures, the picture holders on there, and now I'm going to pull out all the rest of the pages that I did on this project, on this scrapbook kit. And this is for a 6x8 photo on the autumn days, and I will put that one in place and kind of tuck it under all the little pieces that are sitting on top. So I'm just going to tuck them underneath. And that's how when I put the picture there, it will tuck under those, all those little elements. And then a 4x4 goes on the top one there, and a 3x4 goes on the bottom one. And so, cool, right? Okay, so that's totally finished. So that was project 3. And then this is project 1 and 2. And you see I'm still missing that C for the, I looked on the floor, I looked all over the place trying to find that C, and I figured, okay, I'm just going to have to make something up. So I'm putting the 4x6 in place, and then the back to school gets a 3x3. So this is a perfect page for the first day of school. And actually one of my ladies at my club did that. She cut off the 1, 2, 3, 4 because her son just started 5th grade, and just put the 5 over the little journaling thing, and it came out so perfect. So there we go.